So as I'm waiting on Spell the Kid, let's talk about kidding kits. What do you need to have on hand to ensure that your doe and your kids are happy and healthy? This is going to vary greatly from person to person and from management to management. Only bottle feed. So I'm present for every single birth. I'm hands-on. I'm the first thing those kids know. And that's going to be completely different from a farm who dam raises. You'll learn as you go what works for you and what doesn't, and you'll probably see your kidding kit change over the years. What are my must-have items? Number one is a bulb syringe. 100% of the time, I'm taking this into a kidding pen with me. I clean the baby's faces off, I suction them out, I make sure they're breathing well so that they can get strong as fast as possible. Number two is something absorbent that she can have the kids on to hopefully save on shavings a little bit. I typically use towels, but this year we're going to give puppy pads a try. Number three is either paper towels or just a smaller towel that's really absorbent to where you can clean the baby's face off as soon as it comes out of mama. So if you can't tell, my number one concern is getting that airway cleared and making sure they're breathing well. Number four is gloves. Kidding is messy. There's going to be stuff everywhere. I just use gloves to keep as clean as I possibly can. Number five is a lubricant. You never know when you're going to have to go in a doe. Next items will go into the kidding drawer. I always dip umbilical cords. Some people spray, I dip. I use these old pill bottles, fill it with iodine. It makes dipping so easy and painless. I always have a blow dryer and a heating pad on hand. If those babies get cold, it can and will lead to death. They have to be warmed up before they can ever take colostrum and milk. Brings me to a thermometer. It's so important to have one of these on hand, both for does in general and for babies. If they're cold, they cannot take any colostrum in. Always check temperatures if you suspect a cold baby. The items are Jumpstart as well as ProBios. If the doe has a little bit of a harder time kidding and she's not doing as well, I'll use the Jumpstart. It gives them lots of vitamins, minerals, and probiotics. If everything's good, she's good to go, I'll just give her some ProBios. Always have some sacks so that I can dispose of the paper towels, the puppy pads, as well as the placenta. I also have some colostrum replacer on hand. I've only ever had one doe who kidded too early, and she never did come into milk, and the colostrum replacer was absolutely crucial. It's also important to freeze colostrum if you have any extra for that reason. I also always have bottle nipples on hand. My cabinet over here, I have a lot of other medical supplies. I have my gallon of iodine that I use for umbilical cords. I also have alcohol and chlorhexidine just for different applications. Over here, I make sure I stay stocked up on specifically 3cc and 1cc syringes and all different sizes of needles. The items that I don't have on hand are mostly medications that need to be in a climate stable room. So things like Banamine that I use for pain and inflammation. Bozy, I've never had to use, but I keep it on hand. Another medication that you might need is oxytocin. I don't keep that on hand. I'm not comfortable using that yet. So if it comes to that point, I'll always give my vet a call. Brings me to the final and maybe most important thing to have on hand, and that's an emergency vet contact number. It's so important to have a good relationship with the vet that you know you can trust your animals with. If it comes 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, your doe's been pushing for an hour, you can't get those kids untangled, you're going to want to have somebody that you can call and hopefully save all the lives involved. This video was helpful. Spell's about to have her babies, and I know that I'm prepared for when they come. If you keep anything different in your kit, leave a comment. I love to learn from others.